For years have passed since the events at Lockwood Estate and the volcanic explosion on Isla Nublar, and dinosaurs that were thought to be extinct are back on Earth. In the midst of international efforts to contain them, Biosin Genetics creates a dinosaur preserve in the Dolomites of Italy where it carries out genomics research, purportedly for medicinal purposes. Franklin Webb, Claire Deering, and Zia Rodriguez look into areas where dinosaurs are illegally bred. Owen Grady, Claire's partner, assists in relocating stray dinosaurs. The biogenetic granddaughter of Benjamin Lockwood, Maisie Lockwood, 14, is raised covertly by Claire and Owen in their secluded cabin in the Sierra Nevada mountains. They shield her from organizations that would take advantage of her unusual genetic composition. Blue, the velociraptor Owen reared, brings an asexually reproduced hatchling to the cabin, which Maisie names Beta. Growing weary of her isolation, Maisie steals off to explore. Mercenaries on the lookout for Maisie come across her, grab her, and seize Beta. In the meantime, massive locust swarms are destroying American crops. When Dr. Ellie Sattler notices that crops planted with biosin seeds remain uneaten, she becomes suspicious that the insects were produced by biosin. She brings a trapped locust to Dr. Alan Grant, a paleontologist, who used to be her partner. They conclude that the locust was genetically modified using DNA from the Cretaceous period and modern times. Ellie disclosed to Alan that she was currently divorced from her husband Mark, whom Grant had met during their 2001 trip to Isla Sorna, during their discussion about the locusts. Now working for the CIA's Dangerous Species section, Franklin thinks Maisie might have been transported to Malta. After arriving, Claire and Owen join up with Barry Sembin, a former co-worker from Jurassic World, to infiltrate a dinosaur black market while Barry is heading a French intelligence operation. During the assault, carnivorous dinosaurs are let loose and cause mayhem. Cargo pilot Kayla Watts agrees to fly Maisie and Beta to the biosin facility after Claire and Owen find out that they were moved there. Dr. Ian Malcolm was a characterist before joining biosin. After receiving a warning from Communications Director Ramsey Cole about CEO Dr. Lewis Dodgson's illicit activities, he turned to Ellie for assistance in exposing Dodgson. Dodgson is abusing dinosaurs and forcing Dr. Henry Wu, a former InGen geneticist, to alter the transgenic locust in order to give biosin control over the world's food supply. Wu criticizes the proposal and warns that if the locust population grows unchecked, it will lead to an ecological collapse. When Wu first meets Maisie, he tells her that Dr. Charlotte Lockwood, the late Benjamin Lockwood's daughter, replicated and gave birth to the genetically identical Maisie using her own DNA. In order to keep Maisie from acquiring the deadly illness she had, she also changed Maisie's DNA. Wu thinks that the asexual conception and DNA of Maisie and Beta are essential to developing a pathogen that will stop the locust outbreak. In biosin's airspace, a Quetzalcoatlus assaults Kayla's jet, causing Owen, Kayla, and Claire to crash land and eject. Following individual encounters with dinosaurs, the trio reunites. Ellie and Alan are secretly given advice by Ian and Ramsey within biosin regarding where to get a locust DNA sample. They come across Maisie while looking for the lab. When Dodgson finds the breach, he tries to burn the locusts to remove any evidence. However, some of the locusts escape through an air vent and start a wildfire that spreads over the preserve. Ian is found just after Alan, Ellie, and Maisie narrowly escape the institution. After meeting Owen, Claire, and Kayla, Ramsey subsequently joins them. Dodgson uses a hyperloop to escape with dinosaur embryos, but as Claire and Ellie reroute the electricity, he gets stuck and is murdered by 3 Dilophosaurus. Owen captures Beta with the assistance of Alan and Maisie while the group collaborates. In the middle of a conflict between Rexy and a Giganotosaurus, with the help of a Therizinosaurus, they and Wu flee in a biosin chopper. Before Ellie and Alan testify against Bison alongside Ian and Ramsey, they resume their romantic relationship. Blue and Beta are reunited upon Owen, Claire, and Maisie's return home. Wu unleashes a pathogen-carrying host locust, which progressively wipes out the swarms. As humans and dinosaurs adjust to their new coexistence, Bison Valley is designated as an international dinosaur refuge by the UN.